Episode 9 is said to have many different twists and turns as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I will say that a lot of fans are really curious about what's to come in Episode 9 and exactly what J.J. Abrams is going to do for the characters of Kylo Ren, Luke Skywalker, and even Rey in this story. Now, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are treating this movie with special care and are using it as a course correction. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Luke Skywalker, Rey, and Kylo Ren. Specifically, a description of both Rey and Kylo Ren holding hands in a dome-like structure where it's described that they are seeing visions of the past from popular moments in the prequels and originals. It's described to be a temple of some kind that allows both Kylo and Rey to experience the truth of the Jedi and Sith, the dark and the light. It's also described that there are glimpses of moments before the events of the prequels, consisting of new footage of the ancient Jedi and Sith. It's also said that Luke's voice is heard by both Kylo and Rey during the sequence, and it's implied that Kylo and Rey are not physically near each other. However, it's considered a Force bond treated in a different way by J.J. Abrams. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, one thing that really does intrigue me the most about this movie is, of course, how J.J. Abrams is handling the lore side of Star Wars. Now, we do know that Jedi and Sith really are going to be a heavy part of Episode 9 in the background, and it's really going to serve as a way to move the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey forward in this story. So first things first, where are we? I'm not quite sure what this dome-like structure really is that Kylo Ren and Rey are said to be inside of. Now, this could be an ancient Jedi structure, it could be a different temple of some kind, for all we know, but one thing is for certain is that this is a Force bond sequence that's being treated by J.J. Abrams in a completely different way. Now, this is something that really does intrigue me because a lot of people, if you look at The Last Jedi, a lot of people did not like the Force bond sequences too much because it was overused, where if you look at The Force Awakens, that wasn't really a thing, and now in Episode 9, that will actually be returning partially in this story. So, with that being said, we do know that Luke Skywalker is going to play somewhat of a significant role in this movie in the moments that he's not going to be on the big screen. So in this scenario, Luke Skywalker's voice is guiding both Rey and Kylo Ren as they are holding hands inside of this dome-like structure. Now, like I say, where is this? Is this based within the Lost City? Is this based within an actual Jedi temple? It's a huge question open on the table for sure right now. Now, the other one that I do want to go over is how they see glimpses of the past of the prequels and the originals, as well as new footage of the ancient Jedi and the ancient Sith, learning more about the history of the galaxy. Now, this to me sounds quite stunning because this sounds something like what J.J. Abrams would do in a Star Wars film. It sounds like something that's right up his alley and that he loves to do. So we do know that J.J. Abrams loves the concept of time travel, flash forwards, flashbacks, different dimensions, different realms. That's what J.J. Abrams loves to do, and that's something that what he will actually be introducing in Episode 9 in this story in order to create something new and quite dynamic in a Star Wars film. It somewhat reminds me of the Worlds Between Worlds, and if not, it could be just that in a different sense. Now, the Worlds Between Worlds in Season 4 of Star Wars Rebels, yes, it worked in the animated TV series, but would something like that necessarily work in an actual live-action Star Wars movie? Now, that's a big question for sure, right? Would it really work in a Star Wars film? That's, something that a lot of people are asking themselves right now, because if you look at time travel, if you look at flow walking or visions of the past films from the originals and the prequels, something very similar to what we got in Star Wars Rebels. Would that actually work in a live-action movie itself, such as Episode 9? Now, to me, I think it could work as long as it's executed well, as long as it's written well, and if it's, acted in a certain way by Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley, as well as Mark Hamill. If they can really get this all down right, I think it really is going to be one of the most historical moments in Star Wars movie history. So the last thing that I do want to go over that I find very intriguing is how it's described that Luke's voice is heard by both Kylo and Rey during the sequence, and it's implied that Kylo and Rey are not physically near each other. This is a new type of Force bond. So like I say, Force bonds, say what you will about them, they are coming back in Episode 9, at least partially. They may not be used as much as they were in The Last Jedi, which is good. But in Episode 9, it is going to be a part of this story for a certain reason we are currently unaware of. It could be a hint that Snoke is alive in the background, or it could just mean that this power is now pretty much permanent, and is linked between both Kylo Ren and Rey permanently. That's going to ultimately force them to pretty much, confront each other physically, in the real world. So if they really want to go that route with this whole entire scenario of Force bonds, I feel like that they should not overdo it, and they should really keep it very simple and unique and in and on its own. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.